Miley Cyrus has been in the public eye ever since she was a little girl. For some of us, she grew up in front of us, and for others, it feels like we all grew up together. She has been working for a really long time, and this has helped her build a massive fortune. She is in the public eye, but there still might be some things we don't know about her. Just how does she live? What does she spend all that money on? This is Miley Cyrus, her lifestyle, and how she spends her millions. Please remember to give this video a like if you enjoy it. Then subscribe to her channel and turn on the notifications. That way you'll never miss a thing. How did Miley make her money? She started acting from a very young age. Even before a certain Disney show started, Miley had some roles in some of the shows that her father, Billy Ray, worked on. Then she got her big break on the little-known Disney show, Hannah Montana, and she became super famous all over the globe. Her singing and her acting career had well and truly taken off. By later seasons of the show, she was receiving pretty big paychecks for each and every episode. Besides the show, she was also doing Hannah Montana concerts and later the movies. So the Hannah Montana brand made Miley a lot of money. It also launched her own music career and her acting career. Ever since the show finished, Miley has been working pretty steadily. She has acted in a lot of different movies and television shows and has had a number of hit records that continuously bring in royalties. She has even been a judge on talent competitions like The Voice. It is safe to say that Miley Cyrus has been steadily building a fortune ever since she was a young girl. So just how much money does Miley have? At 28 years old, Miley has been working in showbiz since the time she was about 9 years old. She is a real triple threat with business deals, acting and singing, and this has led to a massive net worth of around 160 million. And since she still has a long time to work, it is pretty safe to say that she will still be making many more millions for years to come. Family. Miley was born into country music royalty. Her father is Billy Ray Cyrus and her mom is Trish Cyrus. Not only is her dad a country star, but her godmother is country superstar and all-around queen Dolly Parton. Obviously, having family in the business helped her get her smaller roles very early on, but it was Miley's own hard work plus incredible voice that turned her into a star. She might be even more famous than her father now. She sure does have a lot more money than he does, but she has kept her roots. Even if her own style is more pop and hip-hop, she still incorporates a bit of country sound in many of her songs. Real estate. Buying some incredible homes is one way that Miley seems to enjoy investing her money. She has had some stunning properties over the years. The first house that she seemed to have bought on her own was the $4 million house that was in Studio City, California. But it would not be the last house that she would buy. She went on to buy a massive and very valuable 30-acre ranch in the city that she has said feels like home, Nashville, Tennessee. She also owned an equestrian ranch in Hidden Hills, which had 7 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, a gym, a study, and it even had its own wine cellar. I guess it would have to have its own wine cellar since it had its own vineyard with 550 vines. Then it had barns for the horses, chicken coops, paddocks, and a riding area. It sounded like it was any horse lover's dream house. She sold this property in 2018. But the most famous, or I should say infamous home she lived in was probably the home in Malibu that she shared with her now ex-husband, Liam Hemsworth. This home got destroyed in the Woolsey fire, where so many other homes and properties were destroyed too. But all the humans and all of the animals made it out of Miley's home, and she later spoke out about how grateful she was for that fact. Animals. Miley is a massive animal lover, and she has had many animals over the years, including pet pigs and other farm animals. She still has a whole pack of dogs. It is safe to say that her pets definitely form part of her daily life. She has mentioned that it was really her animals that got her through some of the hardest moments in her life. But the great part is that she might have just saved their lives too. Miley is an avid supporter of adopting pets, and she loves adding new pups to her family in this way. Diet. For a really long time, Miley followed a really strict vegan diet, and it seemed to work for her. But then eventually, she was having some health issues. She said that she started feeling some brain fog and general weakness. So now she has also had to add some fish and other omegas back into her mostly plant-based diet. Now, we aren't saying that a vegan or a plant-based diet is unhealthy. Some people feel wonderful and healthier than ever eating just plant-based, but each person is unique. Exercise. Keeping in shape is also a massive part of Miley's lifestyle, and she works out regularly, not just to stay in shape, but to feel good. She loves Pilates, and this has helped her strengthen her core and stay in shape. She even has a Pilates studio in some of her homes. But it seems like she loves doing yoga even more, and she has said that she practices yoga 2 hours a day and only allows herself to skip 1 day a week. That is dedication. Her preferred style is Ashtanga, a form of yoga that focuses on strength and cardiovascular fitness. It uses a lot of breathing exercises to achieve these goals. It seriously does work for Miley, who seems to have abs of steel. Drug use. Drugs have long been a part of Miley's lifestyle, and she really never tried to hide it. She has spoken openly about using different forms of drugs throughout the years. She was very open about her love of weed and how it made her feel happier. She even invested in a cannabis company. But since November 2019, she has been sober from drugs and alcohol and is feeling much better because of her sobriety. Relationships. Miley has had some super high-profile relationships through the years. It can't have been easy for a young girl who had only started dating to do it in the public eye. When she started dating Nick Jonas as a young teen, the media attention was insane, and pretty much every relationship since has been hounded by the media to get information. Miley identifies as queer and has said from the age of 14 that it isn't the gender of the person that she falls in love with that matters, but who the person is. She has been in relationships with both men and women, but her most high-profile relationship was probably with Liam. The two were engaged, then they broke up, then they got back together, and eventually got married. Fans were rooting for the two and their love story, but sadly, this was one that did not have a happy ending. The two finally broke up in 2019, and the divorce was finalized in 2020. Both soon went on to relationships with other people. Now Miley seems to be taking some time to be single for a little bit after back-to-back relationships with Liam, Caitlyn Carter, and Cody Simpson. Giving back. Miley loves using her considerable wealth and influence to give back to those who are in need or less fortunate. She has a string of good deeds she has done, including personal touches like paying rent for people until they get back onto their feet. She has visited sick kids in the hospital, has put her backing and her money on causes that she truly believes in, like the Black Lives Matter movement. She has raised funds for disaster relief, and during the global health situation, she donated $10 million to help those who are affected the worst. She founded the Happy Hippie Foundation to fight injustices that homeless youth, LGBTQ youth, and other vulnerable people face. She has donated thousands of meals to youth living on the streets or who needed help. She definitely puts her money where her mouth is and has donated a lot of money and time in order to help others. Cars. One thing Miley likes to splurge on is her massive and super impressive car collection. She has way more cars than we would realize. One of these cars is her Maserati Quattroporte. It is a classic Italian car, and it has a super impressive and very powerful engine. Her McLaren MP412C is a standout too. Not only is it seriously expensive, but it is a pretty special car too. Then she seems to have a love of the Mercedes brand, since she has a few different models of Mercedes that she owns. Those aren't even the only cars in her garage. She has quite a few more. Bags. Miley loves fashion, and her style tends to either be super over the top or completely mellow and down to earth. But it seems like the one accessory she can't live without is a designer handbag. Judging from photos of the star, she has spent many thousands on handbags alone. In fact, it is difficult to find photos where she is using the same bag twice. She has some stunning bags in her collection, like her Louis Vuitton Speedy that has a massive price of over $1,000. But surprisingly, that might be one of the cheaper ones in the collection. One of the most expensive bags she has been seen with costs around $4,350, and this was a Louis Vuitton Mahina shoulder bag. She also has Balenciaga, Marc Jacobs, Fendi, and a bunch of others in her bag collection. Miley Cyrus has been in the spotlight for years, but she has not allowed it to dictate the way she lives her life. Thanks for watching.